Hello and welcome to Baking with the Braziers. I'm Carrie.
And I'm Tim.
And today I'm going to be showing you how I make my buttercream icing.
Oh, as they say in France, le Buttercream.
I don't think they say it that way actually. So this is kind of a hybrid of Swiss meringue buttercream and American buttercream. And I think I get the best of both worlds with this icing. So I have taken 3 egg whites, separated them, and 1 cup of granulated sugar. And I'm putting it over a bowl of simmering water and making sure that the water isn't touching the bottom of the bowl. And then I'm gonna whisk this. I just use the whisk attachment for my stand mixer because I don't like to have a lot of dirty dishes, but you could use a regular whisk with a handle.
Kind of looks more fun.
Yeah. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, especially when you're stirring. So I sped it up a little bit, and now I'm slowing it down to show you. I just test it between my fingers, and once I no longer feel the sugar granules, it's ready to whip up. And it's nice and safe. There's no, the eggs are essentially cooked. So it's nice because you don't have to use a thermometer. Like if you do Italian meringue buttercream, then you make a sugar syrup and you have to test the temperature of the sugar syrup and then pour hot syrup into egg whites. And this way you just mix the sugar and the egg whites together and heat them without using a thermometer and then mix them.
It's the best way.
Yeah. So this, I think there's a little bit of time lapse that's gonna be going on right now because it takes a little while. It's super hot. The mixture is really hot right now. So I sped it up quite a bit. But I do have the mixer just right on high. You don't have to mix it on low for a certain amount of time, then medium for a certain amount of time. You're just going straight into high. And I think this
How long do you mix usually for? Is this
just until
it's like 5 hours, right? A good solid 5?
Yeah, solid 5. No, just until the mixture comes down to room temperature. And then I'm gonna put 3 sticks of butter in there. And this is salted butter because I think that icing is really sweet and it needs a little bit of salt.
Oui.
And I tend to use salted butter most of the time for just about everything. But I've gotten it down mostly to room temperature. I think the mixture was still a little bit warm, but my butter wasn't quite room temperature. I kind of forgot to pull it out of the fridge, so I'm putting semi-chilled butter.
Is that why you're slicing it like that?
Well, I always slice it like that. So I'm always putting it in a tablespoon at a time, giving it a little bit of love, letting it do its thing. And
I'm seeing the love. It looks like it's well loved.
Yes. So I use this icing for everything. I use it when I'm painting on a cake. I use it to ice a cake smooth. Sometimes people will ask me for cakes that have like fondant pieces or little characters on there that you usually do.
Oui.
But this is always my base. This is my basic buttercream recipe. But I think Swiss meringue buttercream is, it's a non-crusting buttercream and it's pretty soft. And so it doesn't have quite as much structure as American buttercream. And I like the structure and the crusting of American buttercream, but
American buttercream.
it's so sweet. It's just powdered sugar and butter and it's cloyingly sweet. So this, but I think Swiss meringue is maybe not sweet enough. And so you'll notice, I think it's a little soupy. You can see my consistency is not quite right. And I know that. And I've put in all of my butter. No, I've put in all my butter. I've put in all my butter. I don't want to put in any more. I just need it to cool off. So I mixed it up and I could feel that it's probably not going to cool off very much anymore. So I went and I'm gonna grab some ice. And what I do, and this is good because I get to show you how to fix it. And I just take ice cubes and I hold them around the bowl and watch how fast. I don't even think this is sped up. It might be sped up a little bit. I don't know, maybe not. I don't think it is.
No.
But look what happens. It goes from being like a soupy disaster to a beautiful buttercream.
What?
And you can leave it like this. You need to add vanilla, but you can stop there if this is the kind of buttercream that you like. And, but for me, I need it to be a little sweeter. To me, this is really buttery, and it's so buttery that it just isn't enough of that sugary taste that I like in icing. So I get it to where it's a little bit thicker. I'm adding vanilla. I don't really measure vanilla. I'm kind of terrible at that.
Just give it a little ploop down there.
Yeah, take a little bloop. A teaspoon, of vanilla, and you're probably golden. And then I'm adding probably about 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. And I did turn the mixer down. You do want to make sure you don't ever throw powdered sugar in a mixer when it's on high, because you'll just get it back in your face.
Turned into a ghost because of that.
So yeah, that was a 3/4 cup measuring cup. So yeah, about 1.5 cups was what I needed for this recipe. And then I just tasted it and it tasted great. And
C'est magnifique.
I used this icing this time. This worked out to be just the right amount for me to ice the mountain cabin cake that I did, to ice and decorate it.
Wow.
So I didn't use it for filling. I used it to dam the layers so that the filling didn't leave the cake. But it's very soft, it's easy to decorate with, and it gets super solid because it is an all butter icing. And so it does really get nice and stiff in the fridge, so it's great for transporting. May not be the best idea on a hot summer day if you have a wedding cake outside. But it's a great buttercream to have. There's very few times. Oh, and the other cool thing about it, it's super white. I think when I first started decorating, I was often taught to use shortening if you really want that white wedding cake look. But I haven't used shortening for 20 years, and this wedding cake right here is all butter. It's an all butter buttercream, and it turns out super light and bright, and I just love it to pieces. So anyway, thanks for joining us.
Woohoo! Yeah! Buttercream.
Buttercream icing. Have a good day.
Ciao.
Subscribe.